I be popping bottles, sparkles and champagne. VIP my section, royalty looking sexy, you know that be my name.
Today we got Chris Smalls in the studio. Yeah.
Support the union.
Yeah.
Support Amazon Union.
Jeff Bezos, I'm coming for you.
Coming for your head, boy. Coming for your head, boy. Coming for your head, boy. Coming for your head, boy.
Yeah.
This beat do go hard.
All right, that's enough. Let's start the show. You recording? Well, we have like Zuckerberg and Musk having a battle, but I think we should get you and Bezos to have a rap battle.
That's the real battle.
Yeah.
That would-
I'll do the cage match with him.
Yeah, you did cage match
Really?
with him?
With
Yeah.
Bezos?
Have you been in the same room as him? Have you like met the man? Virtually. So you don't know how like small he is. What if he's like actually, he looks really like a small man, but
Yeah.
what if he's actually like kind of buff? Like in person? Maybe
Like
it's just-
Zuck. Have you seen Zuck? He's like actually kind of buff now.
I'm sure you could take him easy.
He's never had a real fight in his life.
He's probably never had a real.
I'm like, just thinking about the fact that this would be his first ever physical altercation.
Yeah.
As a grown ass man, I would whoop his ass. And I done been through so many.
Friend of mine served him at a restaurant once.
Oh, really?
I think he tipped her. Tipped her like $200, which is like, it's like throwing tissues at her.
Yeah, totally.
It's
That's true.
nothing.
But it's interesting because he seems like a man that has like never worked ever in his life, and the kind of expectations that he has for people at his warehouses. Like I've heard you describe him making like senior citizens like have to work as hard or harder than their younger colleagues.
Well, give him the credit where it's due. He's working really hard to take down the union.
Right.
No, yeah, totally.
That's the only work he's putting in.
It's sad because, yes, the people at the warehouse, no matter their age difference, they have to do the same job. And there's no accommodations for senior citizens. It's business needs. Over the years, a lot of people that I consider to be my grandfather, get fired over, bullshit. And it broke my heart every time, especially when the last one that's so vivid at JFK that I remember, this woman, cried on my shoulder.
Wow.
And she's no longer even here. She lost her life last year to a cancer battle.
Oh, God.
So it's like just knowing that she died at her last employment at her age at Amazon.
Right.
And they didn't even take care of her. It's really sad. I stayed in touch with somebody that was real close to her, so I knew about her medical conditions. And, unfortunately, she lost her battle with cancer. But, it just shows people how, evil Jeff Bezos and Amazon is.
Yeah, totally. What was her name?
Nancy.
Oh, okay. Well,
And they also called her Kathleen as well.
what'd they call her?
Her first name is Kathleen, but middle name Nancy.
Oh, okay. Kathleen, we'll dedicate this episode to Kathleen. Thanks for your hard work. You're not forgotten by us.
That's not the last one that we got to recognize as well. One that we're still fighting for. I'm sorry to cut you off. But
No, please do. That's why you're
while
here.
we're on this subject,
I think that's what it is right there.
Pushan Brown, who we just left Washington, D.C., her family as well, Christina Brown and her daughter, Gabby, who we also been fighting for the last 3 years now. She lost her life to COVID as a COVID tester for Amazon.
Oh,
during
crazy.
during
Wow.
the pandemic. So rest in peace, Pushan, justice for Pushan. And our union hall is literally named after Pushan Brown. So
Oh, wow.
we're still fighting for that family as well. And there's others,
So they didn't have like the proper testing conditions for her, basically. And I remember the interesting thing is one of the reasons you were fired from Amazon was because you were actually trying to make the conditions safer for people, right? You were asking for more PPE, and they were threatened by that. Can you tell us about the situation during that time?
Yeah, that's exactly right. There was just a life or death situation, especially for all New Yorkers. New York was the epicenter of the world, and JFK, Staten Island, employs thousands of people from all the boroughs of the city and beyond. So to speak up about our health and safety was, something that I don't regret. It cost me my job, but it also cost the company $4 billion. And that went towards
Wow.
the PPE that they didn't provide us with during the pandemic. Unfortunately, while we were unprotected, the spread was already in the buildings. And not just here in New York, but
Right,
nationwide.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Pushan and others that lost their lives is, the malpractices of Amazon neglecting the workers' concerns. And that's why we're still here to fight for all of these issues now.
Yeah, I remember the reports during that time. Amazon Union had, Anna, do you remember that? Like all of the reports during the Amazon warehouses, there was all those spreads happening because like everyone else was at home while everyone was getting packages sent to them. And then basically, you and all of the Amazon workers were kind of like frontline workers because you guys were still like in this like concentrated facility, interacting with other people that might have been, infected. And it just seems like common sense that like you would be like, hey, it was really scary for a lot of people to even go outside, let alone be working in a closed,
A very busy space.
Yeah.
No hazard pay. No nothing.
people that are like already unprotected, as you're saying, and then they're like having to work in unprotected conditions. So it just makes sense that you would be like, this is unacceptable. And is that that was part of the reason why you started the union?
Yeah, I mean, it was a combination of that and the second, really the smear that came out about myself to make me the face of all unionizing efforts, that
There was a smear. What was the
Right.
smear?
Right, Jeff Bezos, who was the richest man in the world at the time, making $13 billion a day. Yeah, he decided to call me not smart or articulate, and to make me the face of the union.
Until you went before Congress, and then you regretted saying that.
Well, that's fast forward almost a year, but
Yeah.
That was another tipping point for us, and to continue fighting. We saw the Alabama results. That was
Remind everyone listening what happened in Alabama. That was important.
Alabama attempted to unionize before us, before the ALU existed, and we went down there. Me, Derek Palmer, a few other Amazon workers, and to be honest with you, the union just didn't have the right connection with the workers, and we saw that.
Right.
So for us, we did our homework, and we said, let's give it a shot ourselves. And that's when we decided to form the Amazon Labor Union in April of 420, by the way. 420 of 2021 is when we formed the ALU.
Wow.
And
Did you guys wait a couple of days just so you could say that?
We definitely did. we embraced our 420 inheritance. You know what I mean? And on top of that, we had to socialize.
Yeah, totally. And also, I think the thing that, Jeff Bezos like completely overlooks is, he's a really good talker, and he's really good at talking about things and not doing things. And you are really good at getting people together and getting things done for people. And I think if he understood I'm talking to you, Jeff Bezos, if you understood the difference between those two things, people would like you more. But no, you're a bald-headed lizard man until then.
Pretty much. Base.
Based.
He just, he's one of many billionaires out there that can change the world in the blink of an eye, but instead the greed and the disconnect from struggle and hardship, they will never understand what it is to be, working class citizens. So it's,
Right.
It's nothing that they'll ever fathom. They just think that spending money, donating to these nonprofits or whatever the fuck, philanthropy.
Yeah.
They feel it's
They're
it's
money
enough.
laundering rings,
Yeah, it's
so they could
enough.
say they're good people.
Right, and it's not nearly enough. It's nothing. It's breadcrumbs, and the only way we're going to, withhold the power is withholding our labor.
Yeah, totally.
And so it's obviously a difficult process working with like such a giant conglomerate of a corporation to like reach an agreement, right? And there was a mini victory recently, right, with the NLRB filing a complaint against Amazon.
Yeah, very huge victory for us because not only a sigh of relief, it's a way of getting the focus back to us in the campaign instead of negative things have come out in the past and recent distractions and things like that, along with the union busting that Amazon does every day, breaking the law, targeting our union members,
Right.
firing people, workers still getting injured. I just had a barbecue 2 days ago, and I see another ambulance still picking up workers during
Jesus.
it's Prime Week right now, so the warehouses are 95 degrees and above,
There's
every
no
day.
AC. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You got conveyor belts that run 24/7. It's going to create the heat, and there's levels in these warehouses, different floors. So workers are passing out, heat exhaustion, all types of things going through every day. So to have this good news come out finally with the NLRB, at least showing that they're going to take it on with Amazon, is good.
So
Still-
what does that mean? What is that? What does the NLRB do in this situation for workers at the Amazon warehouses?
Right. So they're the federal government the part of the federal government that is overseeing, our legal case and against Amazon. Or
The
vice
National
versa.
Labor Relations Board.
Yes. And right now, this complaint is basically putting Amazon on notice that, you need to come and bargain with the union. And there's a number of remedies in there. Like, for example, all the workers that they have fired
Right.
before negotiations and lost money and wages and things like that can be given back to us.
Right.
So it's really a strong complaint, and once again, it's holding Amazon accountable. But we know their game plan is to appeal to the Supreme Court.
Oh,
which
God.
We know
Yeah.
the Supreme Court ain't shit right.
Yeah, they are
Right.
continuously doing bad things.
Ruining everyone's lives. Yeah.
Right.
It's interesting because basically, everyone on the right pushes back against unions and says that, these unions are just making everything more expensive. They don't actually improve the quality of life for workers. We don't need those in America. These arguments are interesting because you're laying out very specific conditions that anybody would expect in any working environment anywhere in the world that they would consider to be safe, not like, but it kind of reminds me of, the early conditions of fighting for unions again. Unions now are at an all-time low, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it was last year, they're at 12%. Now they're around, it's like 10.5 or 11%. And as inequality rises and union power declines, we see that people like Bezos gets away with things that they wouldn't normally get away with without you organizing and getting media attention and going before Congress and doing all of these really big things. How much worse would it be?
Oh man, I don't want to think about it, but I can tell you this: union density is less than 10%.
Oh, it's less than 10% now.
Less.
Wow.
What kind of propaganda do they push to, make people anti-union?
Yeah, that's a good question.
People like you are fighting for.
It's basically always about the money. They make it seem like if you unionize, you're going to make me a millionaire. So they use that fear mongering to install doubt, like the money that the union dues are going to only make Chris Smalls rich.
If you just have 3 more heat strokes, you'll be a millionaire soon. Trust me.
And also, the union dues, they try to calculate our dues for us. When you're talking to people that are living check to check,
It's hard.
of course they're going to be like, oh, whoa, what are you talking about with my union dues? I don't want my money going to one person. But it's not like that. There's, we have a whole process structure, financial team, treasurer, whatever you want to call it, that would never allow me to even have that authority to do that. And on top of that, if you look at our Constitution, I make a worker's salary. I don't believe in being rich as a leader or a president, because it doesn't do any good to live or claim that you're fighting for working class people and then live this lavish lifestyle of a millionaire, billionaire.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The way I dress, the way I look, the way I talk. If you look at my photos from 15 years ago, you'll see the same exact.
Yeah, totally. You did shows with like, I saw this recently. I saw you on like a flyer for some like other artists. Who are you doing shows with?
Yeah, that one was Meek Mill.
Oh my God, Meek Mill, that's
Machine
crazy.
Gun Kelly.
Oh
And
my gosh, yeah.
I didn't, and not, I'm not going to say I was doing a show with them, but I hosted that show.
Yeah, we know what hosting is. We know, yeah.
We're very familiar.
And I had to get permission for it. So it's like, honestly, I can say that I was a part of New Jersey's history back in 2012.
Yeah.
Meek Mill, that was his first time in New Jersey.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
To come to a city right next to my hometown.
Whoa.
To be involved with promoting it and.
That's amazing. What was your hometown?
Well, my hometown's Hackensack.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. How's the kids?
You what?
How's the kids? That's where I'm
Oh,
from.
shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Jersey, stand up. Let's go.
Yeah, you already know. So I'm from Hackensack, and we brought Meek Mill to the T-Neck Armory.
Okay.
So it was a really big venue, and I remember the night. It was really fun. It was Halloween.
Whoa.
So everybody was pretty much dressed up, and yeah, he came and he did his thing, and it was great.
That's so fascinating. You've lived so many lives. It's so amazing to see you on that poster, like hosting that and then hosting like the biggest Jeff Bezos hate sessions.
I'll tell y'all another secret.
Okay.
For A$AP Rocky, it was A$AP Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
He used to hang out in Jersey a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was a few occasions I hung out with him.
Oh,
Just-
whoa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just random.
That's crazy.
And then Drake mentioned him, and I never heard from him again.
Oh, yeah. Another
now
reason
he
to
has
hate.
babies with Rihanna.
Right.
That's funny. Yeah. So, who are some of the some of your favorite people you've met since, you've been on this kind of like media circuit? You're about to do a show with. You're doing a tour first of all with Steven Donziger, another friend of our pod.
Summer tour. Let's go.
It's the hot labor summer tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finally making it a real thing instead of a hashtag. We last year, I created that hashtag after, my speech I gave at Labor Notes, and everybody ran with it. And it's been buzzing in the labor movement for a while now. Like I go on Twitter every day and I just click on hot labor summer hashtag to see how it's trending and who stole it. And it's good to see that it's still out there buzzing even this summer. It's like running it back part 2. So now I want to bring it into Fluentia, real life, and have a real tour, something interactive, something where it's not just a hashtag, it's a movement now.
Right.
And it's going to be great. Me and Steven kicking off this tour at home now, New York City next week.
July
Baby's
19th.
all right. Yeah, July 19th, pull up.
That's my first live performance too. I'm
shit.
doing music, so
We gotta
So,
come see her.
yeah.
Got it. And
it's definitely a night to remember, that one. That's going to be a good one. You guys, what other cities are you going to?
Denver, LA, Atlanta, major.
yeah.
It's all major cities for now, and we're definitely looking to keep this thing going. If it turns out the way we want it to, which no doubt we are going to show out and pack out. We want to continue it, and like I said, turn this into a real movement. Check out the merch is coming. Hot labor summer shirts is going to be out there.
I have to get one of those.
Socks, hats. I'm going crazy.
The drip is going to be crazy.
Union drip is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
It will not be available on Amazon Prime. I'm sorry.
No Prime deals for that.
Absolutely not.
Chris is going to drive in the truck and throw it at your door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Support your local post office.
Yeah, get the USPS to send you that shit, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want Amazon taking over the postal office because it's obviously what they want to do,
That's
you know?
absolutely right.
Yeah, they want to replace like every federal aspect of the government, you know?
It's really strange how intertwined it's become. Like,
Yeah.
I have EBT, and now it's like I
Right.
can connect it to Amazon, and it's like it's just such a strange thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
There's like, yeah, you can get a subsidized
Oh, it's one of them
Amazon
things.
Prime account if
Yeah,
you
it's
have
like they
EBT.
own everything.
It's so strange. Yeah, they're in cahoots with the fucking government.
Every fucking.
But also, like, you know, when Amazon Prime is like opening up, you know, different locations in the United States, like different headquarters and stuff, a lot of cities will say, hey, we'll give you these crazy tax cuts. You know, they're kind of like going behind the back of a lot of taxpayers.
Right.
You know, when this is the biggest business in the United States and they're cutting all of these taxes, what they're kind of doing is they're screwing us all. You know, you think it's just about Amazon workers, but it's also about every single city that they're in. They're brokering deals with different
And
legislators.
they're lying. They're lying. There's one facility that I knew they lied to the city and told them that it was going to be a whole nother business. And then last minute, it became an Amazon. And
Wow.
the city went crazy because of the congestion already. And they're about to bring in another 2,000 people into this small community. So they're lying to, you know, mayors and taking, you know, buying mayors off, City Hall off to get these tax deals. And it's just insane how, you know, we're allowing this to happen with no accountability.
Right. Yeah, especially when you can't hold them accountable as workers. The government can't hold them accountable because a lot of the local government has like brokered deals with them. So in the end, Amazon becomes this unaccountable monster if we don't continue to fight them.
Right.
It seems like that's been your experience. They've probably tried to ruin your life in certain ways, right?
Oh, yeah.
Intimidating you.
They send like cars out after you and stuff.
Oh, they
Being
have.
followed. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I've been
Just don't
followed.
watch who killed the electric car. Just don't watch that movie.
Oh, who killed No, I haven't seen that one, but
You know what it's about?
not tell me.
Oh, well, I mean, there's this joke going around right now because this man made this car with that runs on water, and everyone in the comment section's like, is he still alive? Because the last time something like this happened, they killed the guy who made the car.
They did?
Yeah. That's what Who Killed the Electric Car is kind of about. I mean, it's just about like the fact that, you know, a lot of these technologies that could be allowing us to be more environmentally friendly are often bought up
Got you. So they took him out.
or they killed
Yeah.
him.
So he made a car that ran on water.
This guy, yeah, just recently did, yeah. And so,
And
and
then
so,
they gave him CIA cancer.
yeah.
That's the joke that like, you know, they'll take you out for speaking the truth.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't doubt it because, you know, that remind me of Dr. Sebi.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing, you know, the guy who cured AIDS
Mm-hmm.
and cured, you know, he beat the court in New York State. Right
Oh,
here
he
in
did
New
he?
York City, yeah.
I actually don't know his story. I know that he was like a natural healer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he cured 77 people.
Really?
That testified,
Oh, crazy.
and he was exonerated and he died in jail. But
That's interesting.
the guy who saved people's lives died in jail suddenly over pneumonia. So,
Right.
nah,
You
know,
die for telling the truth.
Yeah.
Well, think about how much money,
As long as there's profits to be made, then it's
right? How much money people would lose, you know, pharmaceutical companies,
Yeah.
if he was saving people's lives for these diseases. And,
Right.
yeah, you know, they took him out, and this others I can go on and on, but yeah, I mean, for me, going up against billionaires, Amazon, whoever the establishment, it's always gonna be scary. But you know, if we don't do it, nothing's
Right.
gonna be given to us,
Right.
and that's what I know is a fact. You know, there's nothing that's gonna be given to us. We have to organize. We have to fight back, and basically we have to come together as people. You know, stop.
Totally.
You know, once again, infighting on the left, on whatever movement you're involved in, whatever petty shit, different ideology, whatever. You know, some of the shit that we fight over is just it's bullshit.
Right.
Do you think it's like really hard to get like united front, like because of these small spiffs? I feel like that's a common thread.
Yeah, because people, instead of coming together, they try to make it a competition.
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
like who can get the glory first, and it's like, do you really know what comes with this?
Yeah.
No. A lot of people want
Do you think there's a lot of I've seen like that there's like now some dissent from the union about like they want to vote in or
Right.
something, and
Right.
you think that's a lot of like projection about like how hard it has been to sort of get Amazon to cooperate, and then people get angry and lash out maybe at you and
Yeah,
and the leaders right now.
It's a combination of that, but it's also absolutely a racist undertone to it. You know, if you think about it, how many black international union presidents you know?
Yeah.
Also, presidents who have swag. Yeah.
I'll wait. You
Yeah.
know,
I would be
don't
jealous
hold your
too.
breath, you know, 'cause, think about it. Like, seriously, on a serious question, all these powerful unions in the country, any of the president's black or brown?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean,
it's
that's
true.
the history of unions in general too, right? Because there used to be black and white unions, and they were separated.
Well, there ain't that many black unions.
Exactly.
I've been around the country, been around the world now. Not quite, but I've been traveling outside of the country.
Right.
But I can tell you the representation for black and brown, indigenous immigrants is not there in the labor movement.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing, but it's a conversation and something that needs to be talked about. You know, so it's not just these folks want to have an election or, you know, trying to focus on me and the Constitution and all the bullshit they're bringing up. The bottom line is nobody knows their answers yet because it hasn't happened.
Right.
We're trying to figure things out. We're still in infancy stage, and the decisions that I make are based off of the workers that I organize with.
Right.
I don't make any moves without communicating, without working with or talking to my executive board, who are all Amazon workers, by the way. You know, I'm not talking to a third party. I'm talking to actual workers. So to even call themselves a reform, democratic, whatever the fuck, how could you say that when it's a worker-led union? It's already democratic. It's worker-led. You get involved or you don't. There's no in between. You know, to reform something that's brand new doesn't even make sense
Right.
at all. So we're just trying to focus on our contract fight, fighting for $30 an hour. You know, fighting for fair promotion policies, better medical leave options, a pension, job retainment.
Right.
I'm not fucking worried about nonsense. So it's like
So you're bringing the contract to a vote?
the contract is the main thing. That's it.
Okay.
Contracts.
And when is the contract, is it being brought to a vote at a certain time, or what's the
No.
progress with that?
So right now, the complaint that was issued yesterday is sent to Amazon. Amazon has, I think, 30 days to respond.
Okay.
They're going to appeal, right?
And the complaint is the new contract deal, right?
To negotiate the contract.
Oh, okay,
yes.
gotcha.
A bargaining order, basically. And once we get that bargaining order, we issue it to Amazon, ask them to come to the table in good faith, which they're not going to do. And it goes back into the legal process until further notice. But that's just where we are. Our clock hasn't started yet, and we just have to continue organizing.
What do they usually, or how do they usually respond to this?
But the anti-union company, they're going to fight it to the very end.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they're going to
Yeah.
want to delay
So
it
are these
until the very last minute.
So,
Yeah.
so this is being sent to Amazon, and you have, do you still have these union breakers or strike breakers
In the building?
in the building? Yeah, you said they were being paid like $10,000 per day sometimes.
So it's not a campaign for an election in that aspect, so they're not there. I'm pretty sure they're not paying these folks that. Their jobs are done, but
Oh, this was a previous
this
campaign.
was last campaign,
Oh, okay.
before the election. Right now, this is still union busting going on, but it's done in a different way. They use management and HR
I see.
So now, they may bring in some new faces, or they'll change some policies, and they continue to break the law. Like,
That's crazy.
They're not supposed to change policies right now. Like, while you're negotiating or set to negotiate, you're not supposed to change policies.
Interesting.
You're not supposed to fire people, retaliate, etc. They still do it anyway.
And so HR are the people that are kind of administrating
The union busting.
the union busting.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it never ends. It never stops. We have to keep engaged, keep our engagement up with the workers there, and we have to continue organizing. We have to do different things.
It's crazy because it's called human resources, HR, and it's like depriving humans of resources.
Human resources at Amazon is a joke.
Yeah.
It's not real HR, and people find out the hard way, unfortunately. But we always tell them HR is not their friend, and never will be.
No, it's horrible. That's so horrible. So right now you're about to go on tour. What are the days you're most excited for? So we have the 19th here in New York at Baby's All Right,
Yeah.
and then we have what's the next date? Do we have the list?
22nd is Atlanta.
Okay.
That's a big one. ATL, we need y'all to show out. Shout out to Mariah Parker, Stop Cop City.
Stop Cop City for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Oh, thanks.
The activists down there that have been doing great work. Yeah, we got Atlanta, July 22nd. Then we're going to Los Angeles, LA. That's my second home, July 29th.
Yep.
Chicago, that's August 17th. In Detroit, August 18th.
Gotta end it strong in Detroit. If you're in Detroit, you definitely gotta come out.
Right.
That's a Union City right there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be dope. I mean, honestly, I'm really excited, and New York at home next week. There's nothing bigger than that. That's gonna be the kickoff. I already know how we did it last year. Baby's All Right. We shut it down, so it's gonna be good to see a lot of familiar faces.
I don't think that a lot
Yeah.
of union leaders are like cool and relatable in that way.
They try. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah, a lot of dinosaurs. Yeah.
And
I'm sure they're great guys. I'm sure they're doing the most, but they don't have the Chris Smalls.
We're making it
Eloquence.
cool.
Yeah,
making it cool.
exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's like it's not a beef.
Yeah, it's not a beef, no.
but people are spinning it that way, and it's like they're like, oh, it's Chris Smalls and his show versus us, and we've done great work and great things for labor, and it's like, yeah, you have, but then again, you haven't, because
Yeah.
Right.
It's really refreshing.
Amazon's been around for 29 years.
Yep.
Walmart's been around for how many years? Kicking ass.
Yep.
We haven't got no unions in these big, large corporations. You go to other countries, they're all unionized.
Yeah.
Amazon in Germany, Italy, unionized.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they haven't dealt with unions. They just haven't done it in this country.
And
so
It's kind of like listening to a union leader give its speech is like listening to Noam Chomsky. You want to fall asleep, but then listening to you is like listening to Zizek, Slavoj Zizek, the crazy philosopher man. It's really fun, and it's cool, and it's refreshing.
It's a stressful movement that we're in. Like, we're talking
Oh,
about,
totally.
People that are, once again, living check to check. Some of them are homeless. Some of them working 2-3 jobs. I've been there. I've been, sleeping out of my car at one point.
Same.
To understand the fight is so much more than meets the surface, and to know and live the reality of these Amazon workers, I know exactly what I'm fighting for. So it's for everybody to get involved, because in a few years, 1 out of every 4 Americans will either worked or know somebody who work at Amazon.
yeah.
So it's not our fight; it's everybody.
It's everybody's fight. I mean, if you're getting those fucking packages at your door delivered in the insane, should be illegal amount of time, like next day delivery, then you need to, be aware of the company that you are utilizing and support their workers.
Yeah. Well, understand, as you bring that up, like this company, think about it, that started off as a bookstore in in 95 or whatever it was. Now is a owner of 79 different companies and
Right.
about to be looking at people's medical records. They just bought a medical company.
Yeah, they're
last
going to
Yeah.
be doing. You can get your. It's a pharmacy now too,
Right.
right? It's insane. It's insane how much this one corporation has monopolized so many different fields. Yeah, you can connect your food stamps to it. You can get a discounted Amazon rate through a government program. That is
Right.
insane. That is insipid. It's
Taking
never ending.
They're taking over all aspects of life, basically.
Yeah, the pharmacy. I forgot about that. That they're starting a pharmacy.
I
That's
mean,
Right.
very insane.
it's not the same, but it's kind of like Facebook taking over like Twitter, basically. Like these companies that are big and kind of have a monopoly just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it becomes harder and harder in the future to challenge them. So we have to challenge them now. So have you been to the Whitney at all? The Whitney Art Museum?
I have.
Oh, you have? Did you
Yes.
see the Josh Klein show?
Yes, I actually met him and we walked through it together.
Really?
Oh my
Oh, that's
God,
crazy.
that's amazing.
Yeah, what did you think of that show? Because that kind of reminded me of.
He brought me there. We did a piece in the New Yorker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Can you talk about this show? I want to see it.
Yeah, you should.
So he created a whole bunch of different scenarios, and one was actually an Amazon floor. full
Oh,
of
wow.
Boxes, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
want to
one you talking
find.
about?
Yeah, I want to find that one.
Yeah, and he did like it's crazy. He did like the what you call it, the coronavirus molecules, and it was like different work environments in each of these molecules, right? So it's like, say you're an office worker. He had a box of your supplies as if you got fired inside of the coronavirus. And this,
Yeah.
he created that exhibit before.
Like all of the boxes that people take out of the office when they're
you
fired.
leave, you get
Oh, wow.
fired.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
different positions, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like he did it before the pandemic.
He did this before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Wow, and it.
He
Wow.
predicted it pretty much. It's
Wow.
Like, I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we walked around the whole entire, exhibits. And
That's so cool that you did that.
yeah, he's cool, man. He came up to me. I didn't even know that he was the artist at first. He was wearing like I think he's Philippine, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
And he just came up, little Filipino man, and just like baggy clothes. I'm like, oh shit. So it was really dope. And yeah, they told me like if I ever want to go back and bring folks, I could set up tours there for
Oh,
the
nice.
exhibit.
Let's
So,
do it. I would be down. Yeah, I just I just hung out with him last week and kind of interviewed him about the show. But
yeah, it's really good. I encourage people to go see it. I had to think about it because,
it's like very much in your lane though, so I thought maybe you would have gone there. So that's really cool.
and I got to see it before everybody. So
Oh, really? I'm not
it was-
surprised.
it
That's
was
so
like
cool.
the grand opening. So it was like closed off to the public before they launched it.
Oh, that's so
before the
cool.
launch.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's these are all the balls of everyone that are basically getting fired.
Oh, wow. That is incredible. It's first of all, it's really beautiful, not what I was picturing.
There's
But
also
there-
this part of the exhibit where there's like people that are like basically in body bags. And people were getting on the floor next to them and taking selfies with them,
Yeah.
with like these like dead people basically. It's insane. It's kind of like they're kind of like the people that are so desensitized by everything that they think it's funny to take a selfie with a dead body
You see
basically.
the exhibit when he was changing all the celebrity faces?
Yeah,
That
that
was
was before,
crazy.
and that was before AI technology.
Yeah.
He was doing that before deep fakes and AI technology.
Baby's all right. Next week, July 19th. That's the plug. May not know what you see now, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I can't wait for the neoliberal hell Chris Smalls song drop. That'll be sick.
Album coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for everyone for listening. Check out Chris Smalls.
Holiday
Yeah.
summer, y'all.
Yes, hot labor summer. Woo.